Hey guys, what's up? Doing this one standing up today. I've been meaning to do as much as I can standing up. I've realized I sit down for tasks that are just not necessary. I might do a lot more filming standing up. I haven't figured this out yet. If this comes out looking good, I might do. It's not worth me getting a standing desk in this flat when I'm not going to be here past probably like another 4 or 5 months. So try and find one in the next place I move to, next country, wherever that is. Today I want to talk about a relatively serious subject. It's cynicism and defending against that developing in your mind as you go more advanced in dating. This comes from a conversation I had with my mentor Andy, Kill You're in a Loser. I talk about him a lot. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that he's been coaching me for a couple of years. I get all of my knowledge about how to do online dating from him pretty much entirely. And I'm someone who I class myself as about an intermediate at this point. I've had a lot of dating experience. I've had a decent amount of results from those dates. And I feel like I know what I'm doing. I can sort of give advice on it, and I do give some advice on it. But I'm not someone who's, advanced, has like hyper impressive results or anything like that. I'm more of a guy who's just plodding along on his journey and kind of knows what the fuck he's doing for once. And I've been going at it for like 2 years, so I should have figured something out by now, you'd imagine. He had a conversation with me. I can't remember how long ago this was. We're talking like 6 months, I think. And he was acknowledging the fact that I'd also come a long way, and I pretty much have everything, all the basics I needed nailed down. And finding the next level is more for me than for him teaching me. So, but like he was saying to me, like there is a concern that the further in you go, that you might. One of the biggest concerns that he's seen is that you might develop a cynical attitude to the women that you date. And he wasn't worried that I would, but it's something that I should watch out for. And I'll admit, the more and more that I just kind of grind along and get more dates and meet more women, there is this nagging feeling that I might become a little bit more cynical towards these women. And the reason is because experience is a great thing. It like desensitizes you to some of the worst parts, and and obviously gives you lots of great experiences. But you also start stacking up a history of like negative experience and a history of like people letting you down, girls fucking you over, and things go wrong. Like I've been very fortunate, and then most of the girls I've dated, things have ended well, but with a few of them, obviously not. And some of them were not nice people. Law of averages, I've dated a lot of women. There's going to be some not nice people among them. And the problems would start is when you start focusing on the negative ones and the bad experiences, and you start extrapolating it out to not only all the other women you've dated, but all the women you're going to date in the future. That is where it's dangerous. And I'm trying to figure out how I stop myself from doing this. And obviously it's a very obvious path towards like the way that the red pill guys kind of think about this stuff. All women are like that kind of thinking, which I just completely don't agree with. I've known enough women befriending and dating that like I just don't agree with a lot of their conclusions. So yeah, it's like, how do you stop this really? Well, how do you stop becoming cynical? You've got to keep a positive attitude towards people in general, not just women, but like in general. To not become cynical of other people, you've got to just have a positive attitude towards people in general. And I think that can be quite difficult to maintain for some people, but for some reason, for me, it's never been that difficult. I enjoy people. I think the main reason that I don't feel this way is because I'm very good at figuring out who I vibe with and I'm always going to have a good time with, and I will always fight to hang around with those people. So if you're always like screening in the right people, and therefore always surrounding yourself with positivity and positive interactions with other people, and this can be obviously dragged over into dating, where you screen in the right kind of girls. That's Andy's advice as well. The best way to avoid this is to screen in the right kind of girls and stop looking for girls that are going to be the self-fulfilling prophecy and bring out all the negative stuff. Because if you're thinking all the girls I'm going to date are going to betray me and are in it for their own interests and all that stuff, those are the girls you're going to find. And I think Andy says this a lot. Like he talks about how like when he stopped looking for girls that were going to hurt him, he stopped finding them. You know what I mean? It sounds really obvious, but like once you adjust and you say these things are never going to come into my life, there's no reason why they have to come into your life. And if they are, it's because you're inviting them in. So that's how I stop being cynical. I have a quite a positive attitude towards people anyway, but I also don't bring into my life the negative attributes that would make me more cynical. That might have been a bit of a negative video. Hopefully you got something out of it though. Peace out, guys.